Hello there, welcome to my channel. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I am doing great, thank you. Um, First of all, for all who have watched our videos, I'd like to say thank you. For those who have not only watched them, but liked them and even subscribed to our channel, we are also grateful. Thank you so very much. If you would like to watch all the videos on this channel, just check underneath. You should find them. And please, if you like this series, could you kindly subscribe to our channel? Thank you very much. Today, I'd like to talk to us about COVID-19 and mental health issues. COVID-19 and mental health issues. During this lockdown, the World Health Organization, WHO, estimates that about 2.6 billion people, that's about a third of the world's population, are in lockdown. 2.6 billion. And during this lockdown season, the emphasis of government the world over appears to be concentrated on building medical tents, building facilities, equipping these facilities to treat those who are affected by this deadly and very contagious disease. Noble work. However, there is more to COVID-19 than its physical dimension of infection. There is more to its preventive measure of lockdown and social distancing. It has a more crucial consequence, the other side that we would like to talk about today. Unfortunately, this consequence that I mentioned is one that a lot of people avoid or pretend is not there, particularly in Africa, because of the social opprobrium that is attached to it. And this side is the mental health aspect of COVID-19. And sadly enough, it affects both adults and children. And that is why it is of particular importance that we talk about it and also try and help ourselves with a few tips and suggestions as to what to do to avoid getting into that category. Now, apart from the scary nature of this coronavirus disease, many people now face a stressful lifestyle. A lot of people have either lost their jobs because of the nature of the jobs that they do. For example, those who work in restaurants and bars, because of this lockdown, the restaurants and the bars are shut. Many more have lost income. For example, those who are daily earners, people who earn income on a daily basis, people who trade, people who buy and sell, some on the street, some in more organized settings, who are not able to do that because of the lockdown. Even there's a category of those who are still employed but live in fear of whether their organizations can continue to afford to pay them salaries because of the lockdown. Some have even been told by their employers that their income will be reduced by varying percentages. So there's a lot of stress with people these days. And apart from this, the social distancing and social isolation aspect of this pandemic means that people are being cut off from family and friends, which constitute a stabilizing social platform, family, and friends. Now, all this affect our mental health and our sense of self-worth. Now, research has shown that there is usually mental health impact following every health pandemic. I'm sure some of you will remember the SARS outbreak from China between 2002 to 2004. A lot of unprecedented mental health issues arose as a result of that particular pandemic that taxed the economies of the epicenter of that particular outbreak for years thereafter, impacting on the GDP of those economies. Now, another research on loneliness discovered a strong link between that feeling of social estrangement and physical death caused by suicide. People who feel estranged from society tend to be more suicidal when this kind of thing happens. And my friends, this is a ticking time bomb that we should understand. Now, I'll take a few moments to show you a table, and then we'll come back and we'll continue with the discussion. We have three columns on this table. The middle column has symptoms listed of anxiety, depression, stress, weight gain or weight loss, loneliness, and entrapment. The other columns, left and right of the middle column, represent the possible manifestations of these symptoms for adults and for children. So for adults, we have likely manifestations of suicidal thoughts and behavior, health risks for diseases such as diabetes and high blood pressure, mental trauma, and feeling of powerlessness. For children, the manifestations are irascible behavior, hunger fits and fights, insomnia, nervousness, and obesity, amongst others. Welcome back. You will see from the table that you just got shown that the symptoms of anxiety, depression, stress, weight gain, loneliness, and entrapment, have consequences for both adults and also for children. Now, for adults, you can see from the table that anxiety and depression can lead to suicidal thoughts and behavior. Stress and weight gain can lead to health risks such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and allied ailments. While loneliness and feeling of entrapment can lead to mental trauma and this feeling of powerlessness, feeling of helplessness in the face of shrinking economic power that I had mentioned earlier on, that has to contend with rising cost of living. Even though many people have lost their jobs, even though many are not sure that they will earn income, you still have needs to meet, the family to feed, so for some people rent to pay, hospital bills to pay, and the like. So it causes this feeling of helplessness for many people. We also have disruptions in schedules and our settled lifestyle. Because before now you had a schedule, you have a wake up in the morning, go to work, be busy here. But now we are just all at home. For a lot of people, it's so destabilizing. The effect of it is so traumatizing. But you see, the trauma is latent. It is inside us. Some people react. A lot of people bottle it up, and it is a very, very dangerous thing. So it puts us as an individual at sea as to what next to do. And we can continue on and on with examples. Now, for children, you see from the table that all the symptoms have the same effect for children. They have this irascible behavior, fits of anger, fighting amongst themselves, particularly where you have more than one child in a household. insomnia, nervousness, and they overeat, which can lead to obesity, and we all know the danger in child obesity. These are likely consequences of the symptoms that we have seen. So you can imagine a house full of children, all cooped up in the same environment without the viable option of going out to school or to the mall or visiting family and friends for weeks on end. Fights will increase. It's natural. I mean, if you're a parent, you will identify with what I'm talking about. You will be more busy trying to settle squabbles among siblings because it's the same environment. Nobody has the freedom to go out as before. There'll be fits of anger, there'll be sadness, there'll be commotion, and all this, my dear friends, are inimical to sound mental health. Now, if there's a study, Spain has had a longer period of lockdown than most nations in Europe, than all of Africa, because African governments woke up to the pandemic quite late, in my humble view. So in Spain, the period of lockdown had been more extensive, and all the symptoms that you've seen in this table and all the side effects are quite manifest. And in Spain, it is quite alarming that even the mayors of some cities are beginning to pressure the central government to end the lockdown. In France, they've been quite wise about it because for limited periods of time, they've allowed the children under the supervision of just one parent to go out to the parks, to do normal things that they are used to. So this lockdown has the capacity, let me use that expression, to affect our mental health. It is for this reason that I should like to suggest some things, some ways by which we can deal with the feelings outlined in the table that we have seen. Number one, I counsel that you do not always listen to your mind. The mind has a way of playing tricks on us. I'm sure a lot of us know this by now. Now, do not accept your mind telling you that I'm locked down here, I am going to get ill. No. Rather, think this way. I am having a thought that I am going to get ill. Now, there are two different things. Your mind telling you that I am going to get ill is an affirmation that you have accepted that state of being. But thinking this way, I am having a feeling, I'm having a thought that I am going to get ill. Now, this other option is not an acceptance of inevitability. So it's better to reason that way. Now, it gives you room to rationalize that possibility away. When you say I'm having a thought that I'm going to get ill, it's quite easy to now pivot to say no, but I will not get ill. I am strong. My mental health is okay. But if you accept that you are really going to get ill, then there's really little or nothing that you can do in that situation. So the likelihood of your actually getting ill is high if you allow your mind to think that way.